So today it's very exciting here in Bonita Springs. The Goodbread grocery store is moving from its original site on Old 41 and Dean Street to this wonderful property here on Old 41 in front of the Riverside Hotel.
Well, the investor who was building on the other side, on the original side, had the opportunity to move this building here. An alternative would have been to tear down. So I think this is a fantastic location for this building to survive another several hundred years maybe. And we are very glad that we could be part of that.
So what we're doing here is we're putting this historic resource here in front of the Lyles Hotel, and we don't really know what it's going to become yet. We're hoping either an information center or an art studio. We haven't really determined that. That will come in the future, but we've moved it here and close to the park. We would like to have a historic village here, of course, so eventually this could be leading up to a historic village is our goal.
That's true. There are so many agencies, city agencies who made this possible. And I'm glad to state that fortunately nothing has happened to the structure so far. I've been involved in so many moves of historic structures, both here and overseas, and this went so smooth, and I can't wait to see it on the side in just a little bit.
Well, it's just a great day for Bonita Springs. As you can see, we're working together with the Bonita Springs Historical Society, saving a piece of history in Bonita Springs, and I could not be more proud, but you know, we work in unison with the Historical Society, and with me here, we'd love to have some words. We have other members here, we have media here, and what are your thoughts on the process?
Well, I think it's a great thing the city has gotten around to where we can help preserve historic preservation.
Private-public partnerships.
Yeah, but you talked about the city, Peter. We have the Historic Preservation Board, which I'm on, and then Dallas over here. But the city made it possible through that to where we could put some funds into that, help with the move and like that, and so we were able to get another piece of history saved downtown here. Well, I think it's the second location. It has been different things that we've been told we got to call it the Goodbread grocery store now, but it was the Whistle Stop Pizza, and then it was the Dixie Moon Cafe. But I remember when we used to have the grocery store, and got my first Frosty Root beer over there, and we used to get gas and like that. So it's a historic building here in Bonita, and we've had too many of them that got torn down, so this is a great victory for us today.
This is fabulous, and when you think of the history of this building, and it's confirmed that it was at one time the last place travelers could get gasoline on the West Coast, traveling down Old 41 before they got to Miami.
You have to take a look on the front of that. Sorry, the front of the building there, you got the miles there that tell you about that.
You're seeing it in motion, and you're seeing it happen while preserving history, and could not be prouder. This is absolutely part of our plan downtown, preserving history and making new history in downtown Old 41 Bonita Springs.
And to speak to that, we're working on a historic village. The present council has been supporting us, as well as with the demolition delay ordinance, which allows us to give time to places so they don't get just tore down. We've lost too many of our older buildings. Just lost an old house a couple months ago over here on Goodwin Street. It was from 1925, and you think, well, that's not old, but to Bonita it is. We started in 1888. So
the Goodbread grocery has been there since that same location since 1926. It's been many different landowners. We started the move process about 8 o'clock this morning. We went down Dean Street, went to Phelps Avenue. We had to drive under a number of utility wires. We were very successful. We had no incidents. And we've just crossed Old 41, and now we are prepping the foundation in order to move the building onto the existing foundation site. All total, it took about 6 months from start to finish. Once we get the building secured on the existing site, we will then look to various grants, opportunities to go through the rehabilitation process, and then the city council, once all of that is done, the city council will determine the use of the building.
Excited to see the work of the last 3 or 4 months come to fruition and see the Dixie Moon on its new permanent site. And I'm looking forward to things that will happen in the future. Right now, we had to remove all the doors and windows, which were not original to start with, out of the building. They were in such bad shape they went into the dumpster pad. And so at some point in the foreseeable future, one of the things we'll be doing is putting in new doors, new windows, and restoring the outside of the building to look like it did in the photograph hanging in the Lyles Hotel. And that's the first step. After that, it'll be in the foreseeable future finding some tenant for the building.
And we look forward to continue to work with our Historic Preservation Board members. They've been a huge champion of this project, and they'll be involved intricately with any renovations we do in the future so that we're maintaining the historical nature of the structure.
Yeah, and there's 2 other things I think we owe a debt of thank you to Sam Vincent that donated some of his services to help. And then on City Council, I was asked to look at to see if we could cut the cost. And as I recall, the original cost to move it was going to be like $145,000. And last I know, it may have gone up a bit, but we got it down more like $85,000 to $90,000. So that money that we saved there, we'll use, I'm sure, for other things.
And we're happy, as this is a great example of a public-private partnership, as the developers of our new development Mosaic, which is coming to our downtown, we're a huge part of this process.